There's more than one way to earn a paycheck. Not everyone is cut out for all the positions out there, though most of us try to do our best with the one we have. Although some, let's just say, are not conventional. In this list, we are going to be ranking jobs you would not believe exist. Well, they've all got bills to pay. First on the list is definitely a shocker. To do nothing and just sleep is something most of us have thought at some point in our lives, mostly right after we have to wake up to go to work. It makes sense too, as sleeping is amazing. But what if we were to tell you that you could actually get paid to sleep? A professional sleeper is a serious occupation and provides services that are required in many modern industries. Although it's not your typical full-time job, you could earn a sizable income if you land the right gigs. Professional sleeping could be a lucrative career if you advertise yourself well enough. At number 9 is parabolic expert. When you train to be an astronaut, one of the first things you have to learn is how to maneuver yourself in a gravity-free environment. Although it may not sound like a big deal, you'd be surprised how difficult it is. Inherently, our bodies are trained to only work in gravity. It takes a long time just to get used to a gravity-free environment, let alone be able to engage in day-to-day functions in it. The people who impart that training are known as parabolic experts, one of the most coveted and highly skilled occupations in the going into space industry. In fact, only 9 people in the world are qualified to do it. Number 8 has been a thing for thousands of years in many regions, including Africa, China, and ancient Egypt. However, China is mostly where it's still big business. The death of a loved one can be difficult to deal with, and everyone copes in his own way. Some people mourn for days before getting their lives back to normal. Others shut themselves away until they can be around people again. Still others take it one step further and get professional mourners to do their grieving. Although it may sound weird to the rest of us, these mourners are dedicated professionals in quite a few parts of the world. Number 7. Known as white hat hackers, as opposed to the regular black hat hackers, these individuals are hired by corporations and governments around the world to do their best to get into the employer's networks. If you're really good at it, you may earn a fortune for doing a contract job, with a chance to be hired by your client at the end of it. The best part? Absolutely no one will ask how you got those skills in the first place, as long as you've never used them to do actual harm. To qualify, you simply need to get really good at hacking. Just make sure you don't practice on live targets, as that is illegal. Number 6 are the iceberg movers. Many countries are now looking to Earth's natural ice reserves for help. They are devising plans to haul entire icebergs from the South Pole to their shores to harvest water. The job is given to iceberg moving companies, where you can apply to work if you're up for it. Iceberg moving may sound impossible, like mountain relocation or beach stealing. However, many Middle Eastern countries are already grappling with serious water scarcity issues, so they're willing to give it a shot. Starting our next half at number 5 is a futurist. Many current jobs have never existed before, including that of a futurist. If it sounds like someone who sits around all day and makes predictions like a fortune teller, it absolutely is. Except that the predictions have to be backed by data. Anyone can apply to be a futurist, as many new age firms are starting to see the importance of the position. A government may employ a futurist to predict social changes in order to estimate taxes in the future. An advertising firm may try to find out what kind of messaging consumers are likely to respond to 20 years from now. Depending on your field, a job as a futurist can be as awesome as it sounds, or just entail data crunching all day like your old job. Number 4 is becoming more and more popular in the age of Instagram. If food stylist sounds like a joke, we assure you that it's absolutely not. You can go to your local employment listings website and find a posting for one of these right now. The job is not easy to do either. Apparently, styling food is an art form that you master after years of persistent practice, which also involves know-how of photography and videography. If you do get your foot in the door and become a food stylist for a local firm, you may work your way up and someday get to style food for the big brands. Needless to say, that pays quite well. Number 3 is probably one of the most dreamt jobs. We all had that one kid in class who could build intricate structures out of Lego sets and simply mesmerize us. If you were one of those kids, and have always wanted to do this for a living, you can get paid tons of money for it. Known as Lego Master Builders, these guys are employed by the Lego Group to create those huge structures built of Lego bricks that occasionally go viral on the internet. If playing with Lego pieces has been your dream all along, you could definitely give this a shot. However, you'd have to be really good at it to even stand a chance. Down to number 2 is Shark Tank Cleaner. There's no way to keep the artificially created ecosystem healthy without someone actually going into the tank and manually cleaning it. In fact, there are Shark Tank cleaners tasked with doing exactly that. The job is dangerous because the sharks are always in the aquarium. You can't just make an expensive secondary tank to house the animals until the cleaning is done. However, the cleaning isn't what makes this a badass job. It's getting used to being around sharks that are already angry at all humans for keeping them in captivity. The cleaners have to learn shark behavior and be good at diving, as well as knowing when to get out. Top of the list is not surprising, but definitely odd to think. From soaps to deodorants to candles, how a product smells is as much a part of its commercial success as its appearance. So, who is in charge of making sure that things smell as they should? Odor judges determine the best smell for a particular product. Obviously, they have to go through plenty of bad odors, like those from armpits, to come up with a deodorant to counter the smell. It may sound like a horrible job, but it's also a crucial one. They also deal with issues, like whether a particular type of seafood is contaminated by a nearby oil spill. Of course, you must have a keen sense of smell to qualify for this job, and it may end up paying quite well if you work at a large organization. And that's it for today's ranking. Make sure to hit like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the day's ranking. If you're enjoying this type of content, please comment down below what you'd like to see on our next video.